which would be very unsavory. In the meantime, we're just moving around, taking provinces that are easy to take. This is not what we needed right now, but boys will be boys. I do not want to lose legitimacy. Legitimacy is pretty much the lifeblood of any monarchy, any government in general. Okay, so Smolenskaya Zemlya is now ours. We could go ahead and move towards... What is the next fort? I think Polotsk. Yeah, let's go for Polotsk. Nevel also has a fort, which we could siege down. So far, it has been pretty much smooth sailing, because the Poles and the Lithuanians are preoccupied in the west, and that was the main strategic weakness of the Polish-Lithuanian state in this time period. The fact that they had to worry about possible enemies in the east and in the west with the Empire and Russia. And for that reason, I'm not entirely sure about which Holy Roman Empire or Roman Emperor, but the Holy Roman Emperor that was reigning about the time of Ivan the Terrible actually was very, I guess, accommodating and friendly in his terms with Ivan the Terrible, because of course he wanted an ally against Poland. And it looks like Poland's coming in with a decent army. They have about 15,000 at most. They're going to Mstislav, which is an interesting little choice. So they're trying to recapture some territory. And here comes the big Polish army. Now, I would like to wait until they actually try to retake Smolensk, because once they do that, once they try to retake Smolensk, they go into a fort, so we get the defenders bonus when we fight them, which is of course what we need, because our army is weaker in terms of troop count. We want to snipe out their smaller forces. Ooh, what is Poland doing? I would like to win the siege right now. I would really like to win the siege, because it would help me out greatly. Oh, come on. Supply shortage. What are the chances of this happening? We could also recruit a merc, because we have some extra heavy cavalry. A heavy cavalry merc. How would that be? 1 ducat a month. That's a lot, but let's recruit that. It's gonna give us a bit of an edge in fighting. We really need to win the siege, however. Oh my god. That is so incredibly unlucky. In the meantime, they are still making their moves. You know, you really should take that tech. Okay, some more help from our states. We really need to take that. Finally, Polotsk is ours. And now with our army, we shall walk over and get the defender's advantage. Okay. So we have some superiority, but here comes their big army. Okay, we are losing hard. We need to retreat. Can we get a white piece? We can get a white piece. We can also get some money off of them. Can we get some provinces? Even some measly ones. Nope. We're gonna have to white piece. Well, we're gonna get some money off of that. as a bit of a payback. And also we, of course, got some extra money there. So I guess it's fine. Now we have a bit of an extra sized military, which we're going to use to beat up on Ryazan, who have, of course, the Kiev and Nizhny Novgorod alliance still backing them up. Still have the bit of a war chest built up. Really, what kind of afforded us there was the Bohemia breaking, actually. They did get some lands, so they were forced to weaken themselves in order to fight us. Also, we can get a claim on Tambov and get the mission over with. Yeletsky. Oh, yeah. Or incorporate Yaroslav, that's going to take a long time. Naval race versus the White Horde. That's not one I expected to happen. The Black Sea as a naval battleground will not be a problem for Russia until Catherine Great. So, a long, long time from now. 350 years. In the meantime, we can... I guess we can improve some relations with Lithuania. And we're gonna wait for our troops to get reinforced. Okay. And then attack Ryazan. Nizhny Novgorod I shall call in as a co-belligerent. Wait, what allies do they have? Novgorod, Ryazan, and Kiev. Novgorod. How many units do they have? Not many. Okay, so they're safe to call as a co-belligerent because I want to take them out. At this point, I want their territory under my control. That is why I didn't disband my cavalry mercenary. Because I want him... Let them loot. Shall defend everything to the last drop of peasant blood, etc. Suzdal still doesn't have a fort, so we shall go in and capture that place up pretty nicely. We can... Wait, can we get the Greater Noble Levy again? Nope, we cannot. We cannot demand support either. That's a problem, because we have some manpower issues. But we should be able to win the war against Novgorod, Ryazan, and Nizhny Novgorod. Let's try to siege Nizhny Novgorod. Actually, no. Let's try to win the battles first. Nizhny Novgorod as a siege can wait. We should be able to get there and catch them. Now, we seem to have cannons and they don't, which of course means that in the fire phase we shall absolutely do a lot of damage against them. Okay, so they are wiped out. And they're gonna retreat back into the nothingness. So, what we're going to do instead... You don't have any siege, that's unfortunate. What we're going to do instead is to try to gather up the army around my cavalry mercenaries. Siege down some very minor holdings, and in the meantime use the main army to take Nizhny Novgorod. So we're fighting against both the Novgorods. Both Severny, or Veliki Novgorod as it was called, the Great Novgorod, and Nizhny Novgorod. Of course, Novgorod means new city, so it is one of those very common throughout the world city names. Other examples include Naples in Italy, etc., etc. And after this war is over, I shall call it quits. Oh, the White Horde declares war on Kiev. Interesting. So the sieges are going really well, which is great. Kind of what I wanted. Bourgeoisie loyalty improves. Nice. That is... Oh, here comes Kiev. Here comes Kiev with 6,000 men. I don't want to fight them because of our manpower. But we're gonna have to fight them, unfortunately, it seems. Oh, yeah. And we're getting more boys will be boys. And unfortunately, disease is smashing our army here. We need how many to siege Nizhny Novgorod effectively? 6. So let's gather up the armies again. Oh, they're sieging a fort, which means that our combined forces should be able to destroy them in a field battle. Or not. We might be able to win. We have a slight numerical edge, and we're gonna win. Good. Where are you running? Oh, you're running to Nizhny Novgorod? Oh no. You're still running to somewhere else. Let's gather up the forces. Take down the fortress. I will try to separate piece out Nizhny Novgorod first. And annex them into my realm. So that their 4,000 men are no longer a problem, and also I get their money, more importantly. Good. Oh no, not the entire war. I just want you. Separate piece, annexed. Perfect. And they become rebels, of course. Then, Novgorod itself. What can I do with you? I cannot take Ingria, because the demands exceed war score. However, if I were able to do a full peace deal, that's still not available. I need to do that. So I need to get to 88% war score. Which is going to happen soon, I hope. Oh, Kiev. So Kiev was fully annexed by the Horde, bringing once again the old capital of Russia into Mongol hands. And these Nizhnyan separatists are doing some strange moves indeed. Now these two units are very damaged, so I'll try to keep them out of the fight as much as possible. I'm still not entirely certain what these are doing. Oh, they're moving down here and trying to take some random provinces. Okay, so we're at 87% and now this peace deal will work. Excellent. That is what I wanted. And we only have to deal with these separatists, and then pretty much the control over central Russia will be complete. How close are we to annexing Galich? 0.12 years. So I can just go ahead and... Oh! Rebels successful. What mission could we select? Incorporate Yaroslav or defend Russia from the Tatars. No own province. The culture group is East Slavic. So going into culture map mode. Diplomatic. Economic. Culture. So I would need to kick them out of Kiev, Pereyaslav, and Cherkasy. doable, but not now while the White Horde still has all of their men, and we don't. Yes, they have 18,000 manpower and we have 0, so that is not a good decision. Naval race, however, incidentally, we have acquired a very heavy amount of money, but our naval force limit isn't quite high enough. Although we could just build some ports to increase my naval force limit. And the Baltic is an inland sea, right? So the galleys will be more effective there. So I can build a fleet of 6 galleys, which would cost 120 plus 36. Yeah, it should be doable. Wait, you can only build 5 at once. Interesting. But yes, it is very doable, along with 2 fishing ports. So Pskov is also a naval province. Or a province that's looking on the sea. But the problem with Pskov is that it's got more ducats of urban infrastructure. So the 2 ports would have to come into here. Or I could just build over the naval limit. And that would give us what? Prestige. And navy tradition. Yaroslav incorporating will take how long? 34 years, so no. Yeah, let's just take the naval race, fine. We need a fleet anyway. Yes, let's do that. And also, we could get some more buildings done. Could get some more buildings done. Which are our biggest cities? Let's go to population. And this only talks about total population. Ryazan, however, has a lot of rural population. Novosil also does. And Novosil is a little bit more attractive because it's been longer in our control. The problem with Novosil is that it's too close to the White Horde. So putting down a city there, trying to grow it, would be a not too great idea. Tver. Yeah, you seem to be a pretty good candidate. I could upgrade your town hall. Or I could just get a warehouse in you. Yeah, let's do a warehouse in Tver. Although, you're not really producing any real goods. So maybe a warehouse there wouldn't help. In here, with the salt and the linen and the Renaissance architecture, a warehouse is going to help. Much, much more. Okay, just waiting for Galich to be annexable. And this is going to be yet more manpower lost for no real reason. So that's 900 men that we lost. Oh, petition for address. Deny it. It's just revolts. So far we have some pretty good revolt suppression. And when are you going to be annexable? That is very unlucky so far. I'm thinking that at the end of the year is when that is going to increase. So, also a weird succession of Holy Roman Emperors. You know, the Teutonics might be a new target, so let's build a spy network in them, so that we can claim some Livornian Order territory. Come on, when can I annex you? I want to complete this integration progress. I think it's gonna be really at the year's end. Also, I can probably stop paying my army. Yes, that's a lot of income. I love that. Come on. Yeah, it's just stuck. You do not know how unbelievably annoying this is. In the meantime, I'm just gonna build some spy networks. And once I complete that vassal integration progress, I only have Novgorod and Great Perm left before the Great White Steppes. And Great Perm was inherited by Muscovy in 1490, I think. Yes, it was inherited as a personal possession. I don't remember by which. I'm not even sure if it was a Grand Prince back then or a Tsar. The distinction is important between a Grand Prince and a Tsar, but we're gonna have a long time to talk about those things. Yeah, I'm very weirded out by the fact that Galich doesn't want to be vassalized or annexed, even though the assimilation process has been going on and should be ready by now. It says up to 0.12 years, and yet they're just sitting there at the edge. Oh, finally. Okay, stop that. Building the spy network. Annex. Excellent. This is of course going to make the opinion of all of our vassals weaker. But as we only have Yaroslavl left as a vassal, it's not really. Oh, also Karachev. Never mind. How soon can I annex you? Now. Excellent. So lots of good land. Give the Radnovieri, eh? Yeah. Let's allow him to serve. A famine. Let's spend. Oh, we're gonna have to take loans. We really need to mitigate famines. They're really, really terrible. But we can only mitigate some of it because we built that fleet. We didn't lose a point of stability, however. Going to trade map. Where's the famine? Severe food shortage in northern Russia. Food shortage around Moscow. So it looks like it's focused once again on Novgorod. They just can't get a break up here, can they? Population has been reduced to 90,000. There's still those damn pirates. Oh, you're still... Oh, you're not instantly being annexed because... I do not know why they were annexed instantly and you're being annexed slowly. But I guess it is happening. I can also repeal media internal disputes too. And I think I can also get a new advisor, maybe? Diplomatic relations +1. We only have 2 out of 4, right? Because we don't have any allies. Which allies could we actually get? Oh, Teutons. Excellent. So we now have a military ally in the Teutonic Order, which is going to be of much use, I am hoping, against the Poles. Of course, this kind of isn't what happened historically. Historically, the Teutons and Muscovy were pretty much enemies throughout. Okay, so we have our ships. We could just wait until we quote-unquote win the naval race and then attack you. Or we could just get an admiral right now. Yeah, we'll build over the naval limit. And then try to get a fishing port here to raise the naval limit. Because right now I'm guessing that it is near 6. It's not actually... can I view that anywhere? I think in the military tab. Yes, naval force limit is 5.87, yes. So we only need 1 fishing port to raise it. They're still annexing. Let's improve relations with our ally. Poland thankfully seems to have very heavily lost against Bohemia, so they might be a little bit neutered for a while. Come on. Let's permit some more monasteries. I'm just waiting until my ships are finished. Oh, that's gonna take a long, long time. Also, the Novgorodian separatists are gaining in strength. I'm thinking because of the famine. The famine is definitely helping out local unrest in the northwestern areas. After Novgorod was actually captured historically by Muscovy, there was a lot of unrest indeed in the areas. The way that Muscovy dealt with it was kind of go for the core. Like, they had, funnily enough, the support of the sort of lower classes around this area, because the upper classes were very friendly to Lithuania, the upper classes in Novgorod. And so they were really the main issue. They tried several times to call in Lithuania to help out against Muscovy and save Novgorod, but it didn't work. So after the annexation of the city, during the reign of Ivan III, aka the Great, okay, so we won that naval race. Now we get a bit of an extra lead on that admiral, hopefully. Still a pretty bad admiral. And there's an anti-pope, of course. And we're also over the maximum leaders. So what ended up happening was that... How are you no longer a valid rival? I do not know. And because of that, you're not pirateering me anymore. So that means that my fleet kind of is useless. Oh well. I Peter the Great before Peter the Great. Anyway. What ended up happening, let's also build that fishing port, was that the Muscovites essentially just expelled a lot of upper class people from Novgorod, and they sent them packing someplace that wasn't Novgorod. that pretty much dealt with it, and they didn't really have any unrest coming in from the northwest. Unrest from the northwest. Which, of course, isn't really what ended up happening for the rest of Russia. That's another aspect. Also, I am gaining so much manpower right now, which is good because I can reinforce my armies. Right now, my armies are not fully built up. I can still build up 5 more units. And I think I am going to do that as soon as possible. I'd rather lose diplomatic power than prestige. And I'm getting more Jews. Our truce of Poland has expired, but this time once we fight Poland, we'll be much stronger. Much, much stronger. Because we have assimilated all of this land that was previously not under my control, and now we can core all of this. Very good. That's going to be even more manpower and income. Recall the diplomat, and let's get some claims. Let's get some claims. I think I'm gonna have to stop it now, so I want to thank y'all for watching. Hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you soon.